Yo, it's blessed, everybody. It's your boy T.O.P. right here with the RichSoul Podcast, man. Welcome back. We getting more settled in. This is the 4th episode now, and I'm coming to you today, and I want to talk to everybody about pain, and how I feel like we should interact with pain, or even respect pain, in another aspect. I feel like pain is one of those things that as people, as human, entities, we tend to run from pain. And I don't feel like that's the way to address pain, because the only way to address pain is to confront it. That's the only way to really deal with pain, because the only way to deal with pain is to push through it. That's the only way to get the most out of pain. So that's something that I feel like is really important for us to keep our minds on, because when we misinterpret our own pain, or we don't approach our own pain in that respect, in a respectable manner, if we don't respect our pain, meaning that we're not respecting ourselves, we're definitely going to reap those benefits, you reap what you sow, and I say benefits just because it's like that is what happens, like that's the benefit of not addressing the pain the way that you need to address the pain, like bottom line is we understand that, when you're hurt, you cry out. Sometimes you hurt, you cry out for other people, or you cry out for help. The only way to really deal with it, though, because you can't really, absorb somebody's pain. Like, you can have empathy for someone, but, you can't really absorb somebody's pain. People can't absorb our pain. So that's why our pain is our responsibility. And I feel like in our society now, what you'll see a lot of people pushing their pain off on other people. First off, they don't respect pain. That pain's been given to you. That's your pain. That's what makes you different from everybody else, and being different isn't always fun. I think that, we're under this impression that everything is to be enjoyable, and we're just supposed to be enjoying every moment of our life. Like, just enjoy, and with a smile on our faces. There's different ways to enjoy, life. And you have to tweak your mind on how you look at pain so you can enjoy it, because at first glance, or at first, first sight, whatever you want to say, when it comes to pain isn't one of those things where, when we first come across it, it's like, oh, I'm enjoying this. Oh, I like the pain. Some people are like that. Some people enjoy it from the jump. Most don't. It's intimidating to others. People wake up, even pain at the gym, let's use this metaphor. You go to the gym, you work out, you wake up the next morning, your body's a little sore, but that pain is yours. That growth is yours. That's been given to you. This opportunity to grow, this opportunity to push through, that pain that you're feeling through is the change that you've actually been wanting this whole time. Like, why are you in the gym if you don't want to be healthy? Why are you in the gym if you don't want to change how your body looks, And then for you to be arrogant enough to think that you're going to go through this gym process and not feel anything different and be comfortable through the whole time. So that's just the arrogance in us, when we approach pain in general, on what it's supposed to be giving us at the end of the day. It's like, how do you know anything about life if you haven't been through the pain of it? If you haven't been through it, that's one thing that I noticed that people like to throw around. It's like, oh man, you haven't been through nothing. Or what have you been through? That's what people really want to know about you. At the end of the day, people want to know what you've been through. People want to know where your mind comes from, because that's what gives people their understanding, or, the world, its understanding on you, So that pain is nothing but opportunity, because if you don't see it through, it doesn't matter, because the thing is like you might hit a wall in one thing and then you want to jump over and go to the next thing, Okay, so you jump over to the next thing, then you're going to hit a wall, and that's going to be pain there too. So that's one thing that you got to keep in mind, when dealing with pain. It's just like, it's inevitable, and no matter what, no matter what you're doing, it could be sports, it could be your love life, it could be whatever. You can decide like, okay, I want to be a technician today. You hit a wall, it doesn't happen, you're going through the growing pains of that, but you hit the wall, so you didn't want to grow. So you backed out of it, and then you went to another profession, You know what I'm saying? And now you're going through the growing pains of this next profession, and you hit the wall and you don't want to push through it. You know what I mean? So you don't get past anything. So then what do? You back out of that profession and you pick up another profession, and then just to encounter pain again. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, like, it doesn't matter where you put your foot, pain is going to be there, and you got to be able to be ready for that battle between you and pain, and you got to look forward to that battle between you and pain. And I think it's irresponsible, for us to be pushing our pain off on others as if it's their responsibility. I think that that's the society that we live in right now. We push our pain off on our loved ones. We push our pain off on people that we know that we take for granted, or, onto things that we take for granted, and we take our pain out, on those that love us most, and that's not fair, and I think that understanding yourself, like understanding what your pain is, accepting your pain, you know what I mean? And just understand, like, damn, this is my journey. I feel like that's what's gonna give you, that's what gives you the edge, over everybody else, to be able to get through your pain, because on that other side of it, it's a whole nother reality. It's everything that you asked for, you know what I mean? But to be arrogant enough to think that you're just gonna jump into real estate and sell a house and make a $20,000 commission your first house with no pain involved, like no learning curve involved, no growth involved. You know what I mean? That's just the arrogance in it. Like, for us to think that we can hop into something, and just automatically monetize it. Like, we live in a world where everything can be monetized at the instant of a click of a button. You know what I mean? And it's not a bad thing that we can monetize things at a click of a button. That's just the age that we're moving into. It's just that we get spoiled with that. So, we can monetize this, we can monetize that. But, like, if you can learn to monetize your pain, I think that, if you have that same approach as monetizing everything you do, you monetize the pain, that's where the biggest returns are going to come from. Because I haven't really seen anybody else, make a bigger return off of anything else. You know what I'm saying? When they're invested in their pain, when they're invested in that growth, you know what I mean? The things I've seen has always been wowing, you know what I'm saying? Especially, like, when we're talking about, like, self-applicable, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm looking at, like, I understand what I had to do to face that pain. You gotta leave people you love, not necessarily like that, but, like, you might have to get out of that area and go think on your own frequency, you know what I'm saying? And the pain of the separation, you know what I mean? Of leaving the nest, that might be the pain that you're avoiding, and that's why you're not growing. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many instances where we could paint where someone is avoiding their pain. Like, for instance, like somebody who really needs to take the time and grow up, and they're going through life and they're kind of frustrated because they haven't figured out really what's going on. But the thing is, they want everybody to respect them as if they are, or as if they do know what's going on, when they really don't. And that's one thing too, like, you gotta just know when to admit to yourself when you don't know. It's like, I don't know, period. You know what I'm saying? And that'll take a lot of your pain away, because you're too busy we are too busy trying to, like, live in an image where we're supposed to know, what's going on. We're pushing our pain off on other people because we walking around in a facade trying to make it seem like we know what's up when we really don't. You know what I mean? So now you done created a whole different battle within yourself that you have to deal with, and now everybody around you has to deal with that toxic energy that you done built up within yourself, all because you avoiding that true growth, that true pain. You know what I mean? You're avoiding it off, and you trying to, like, pawn it off on this person. You trying to pawn it off on your homeboys. But, like, friends can only take so much. Family can only take so much. You know what I'm saying? Before it's just like, you're on your own. And I feel like as long as we take that approach to pain, we'll see success, we'll see results, because it's always the pain, bottom line. That's what it comes down to. It's like, why, what's your why? You hear people ask that a lot, like, what's your why? Like, my why is the pain, personally, that's my why. Like, why would my why be the pain? Because that's the only thing, and that's the only reason why I'm here. I'm listening to that. You know, like I have to tune into that. Like think about it. When you get hurt, like normally your body shuts down and focuses on, like more attention goes to where you're hurt, you know, naturally, you know. So that's not just in the physical sense, but it's also in that sense as well. So, you know, when you're hurt somewhere, that's where your attention needs to be. But, you know, we live in a place where it's like, it's not really cool to like show that you hurt. And because people don't talk about this enough, people lash out, like, because they feel like there's nobody out here listening. But then again, it's like there's not enough of us teaching each other how to take accountability for our own pain, you know, and how to deal with our own pain. So that's something that I would say I think we should keep at the forefront of our minds, you know, when we go about our days, you know, when we're talking about expressing love to the next person, you know what I mean? That's definitely something that I want to put, because it definitely wears the spirit down, you know. And speaking of being worn down, you know, I want to go ahead and use this opportunity to give a shout out to our sponsor, RichSoul Foods. You know, today I'm still sipping on this restful tea, but not just because I need rest. Today I'm sipping on it more for like the relaxing, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the gym, kind of need a little bit of something to help the body calm down, you know, tensing the shoulders. So that'll do the trick. You know what I mean? But definitely check us out, RichSoul Foods. You know, use code 444 at checkout. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and we'll get you taken care of with that. But when it comes to dealing with your pain, you know, in closing, what I'll say is take responsibility for it. Own it. Understand that there is nobody else who's really put you through this pain. This is your journey. This is what you've been called for. You know what I mean? Everybody's just playing a part in your life that they were already casted. Their roles were already made. You know what I mean? So it's just like you are the captain of your own ship. You know, you got to deal with your own direction. You got to deal with your own pain. You got to deal with your own dreams and your own brain. You know, that's not for the next person to come in and mandate for you. You know, a lot of us are so, you know, just, you know, programmed to being on a program, you know, to being part of a system, you know, and we don't even realize it. It's almost like hypnotism in a sense, you know. Take accountability for your own pain, tune into the pain and realize that you're real. I think that that's what is going to separate, you know what I'm saying, you, me, us from others. Because when we're tuned into our pain, we're tuned into ourselves, or tuned into what we need most. You know what I mean? And as long as you're tuned into that, you're going to be giving the world what it needs from you, you know? So that's just one thing to focus on, man. Embrace the pain. Don't run from it. You know what I mean? Don't fold under the pain. You got to sit there and take that shit on the chin. I understand that a lot of us are dealing with different things. COVID is crazy. A lot of us dealt with death. A lot of us lost, you know, people that we loved. And, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost the way of life the way that they knew it. You know what I'm saying? But that pain that's been distributed and given to us is what's going to make us stronger, and is what's going to make us what we're supposed to be. So the pain is what you pray for, you know, and that's what I would say, because that's what makes us who we are. And I say that we should be grateful for that. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, today, you know, I came across, you know, pretty clear on how to deal with pain, you know. And before we go, I want to say, really don't disperse your pain on your loved ones. I know I said it earlier. I'm just saying, to disperse your pain on your loved ones, it's like treacherous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you know, you don't want to do that. Like, for you to throw your pain, because people are already dealing with their self. They're already dealing with their pain. So for people to have to deal with your pain and your spirit on top of theirs, it's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? So we want to just be considerate for how we move with our spirits when it comes to the ones that we love. And even if we don't necessarily love them, but just acknowledge that there are others that our pain is just not their responsibility. You know what I mean? And I think that that's just, if we can keep and continue to coach each other, help each other with that understanding, I feel like we'll go a lot farther. You know what I mean? So I hope that this made a lot of sense for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? I want to say stay blessed. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate you guys tuning into the podcast, helping me grow, you know what I'm saying, and helping me, you know, get better at this art, you know, and hopefully, you know, I'm helping you guys promote that inner prosperity by any means necessary. You know what I mean? As I like to say, you know, and so it's your boy T.O.P. with the RichSoul Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time. Holla.